All right, this is going to be our banking JavaScript app. And what it's going to do is we're going to try to make one where we prompt the person, say, do you want to deposit, withdraw, balance, or exit the program? And then it either adds money to your account, takes away from your account, whatever it might be. Okay, so let's just start out with making an account for the person. I'll call it account 1. We'll give the person $1,000. Just a little bit to start. The first thing we're going to do is give the person a choice. So we need to make a variable to hold what that choice is. Now, in our case, I'm going to separate these out. It's going to make more sense why probably later. I want the choice to equal, and we're going to do a prompt for this. So we're going to do alerts and prompts for this one. We're not going to do a visualization over here in the HTML. And we want this to be, your choices are deposit, withdraw, balance, or exit. Okay, so just make sure that's running. It's going to ask us. Perfect. Now, we'll do the easiest one, which is balance. So if choice equals balance, what do we want to happen? Well, we're going to write a function because we're going to keep on having to print out the balance over and over again, and we don't have to keep on doing this. So I'm going to just make a function called print balance. So there's the call. And I'm going to take in our account 1. And that's what I'm going to send into that. So let's just declaring functions. So this is our print balance. Okay, so it's going to be function, print balance. A little bit repetitive there. More naming doesn't hurt though. And what we need to take in is the balance. Note that this variable does not have to match the one we're sending in, or this parameter here. This is the variable I'm sending into the parameter. But inside of my function, I'm just going to call it balance because that's easier for me. And I'm just going to call an alert. And it's going to be your balance is, and then I'll put, I actually want a money sign there. Okay. Plus to concatenate whatever this parameter is. So it's going to take in some variable or input. And there we go. Okay, let's just see how this works then. So we hit run. It's going to prompt us, and it's going to store that prompt in choice. So I want to know the balance. Okay. So then from there, it took balance, and then it ran this print balance account 1. So meaning our choice was balance. It's going to run this function. So this is the call. So it goes down here, and it takes whatever this parameter. So account 1 goes here and replaces balance in the parameter, which replaces this balance. So then it runs this alert. Your balance is, well, it's no longer balance. It's actually account 1, and account 1 has $1,000. And we come out with $1,000. So that's working good. Okay, so they have other choices though. So we're going to do the else if. And what if the choice they made was deposit? Okay, well, we're going to make our own. Again, we're going to make a function for this. And we'll just call it deposit. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put in the amount they want to deposit. So the amount, and then also the account. And you know what? I'm going to put the balance first. I call this account 1. And then we're going to have to put the amount that they want in there. So now we need to go make this function. So deposit function. Okay, so function, so we're making it. We just called it deposit. And we have 2 parameters we're going to need. We're going to need the account amount. So I'm going to call it the balance again. And then we're also going to need the amount they want to deposit. So I'm just going to put amount. And what do we want to do with that? Well, we want to take our balance and we want to add, we want to make it equal to the current balance plus the new amount. Now there's an easier way to do this though. So rather than have to write balance here twice and say, okay, I want the new balance to be the old balance plus the amount, or the current balance, we can just put a plus over here, meaning I'm going to take my balance and add the amount to it. And again, amount is this parameter here. And then I'm going to print my balance. Now in this case, we're going to print this parameter balance, whatever that happens to be. So we're going to print balance. There we go. And let's just check to see if that is working. So this time I want to deposit some money. Amount is not defined. Oh yes, I never actually prompted the person. So we do need to get an input here. I'm going to say amount is equal to, and then my prompt. How much do you want to deposit? Okay, so now it should work. So I want to deposit. I want to deposit $100. Now what's weird is this did not just take our account money and then add 100. It actually added the two strings together. So you're going to watch it in JavaScript. Whenever you're adding something, it will sometimes concatenate it, or it will always concatenate it unless they're both numbers. So to make this amount a number, we're going to have to put number and then brackets around this whole prompt. That will force this prompt to become a number no matter what. So deposit, how much do we deposit? $100. There we go. So 1,000 that we start with, the 100 that I typed in. So what's actually happening there? So we write in deposit. So is choice equal to deposit? No. Okay, we go to the next one. Is choice equal to deposit? Yes. So then it goes in here and it runs this prompt. That prompt is stored in the amount variable. So then it goes to the next line. Deposit function is called. It takes in the account number, which is currently 1,000, and it takes in our amount, which we just stored in the prompt. In our case, was $100. So then it goes down to our deposit function, takes our balance, which is our $1,000, and then the amount was $100, and it adds those, and then it runs our print balance function back here. So you can't have functions inside of functions. Okay, we got one other choice, or major choice here. So we have else if. And what if they type in withdraw? So they could type in withdraw. Be aware if they put a capital W, it won't work. So what do we want to do then? So it's very similar to this. We're going to take our amount. So I'm going to just copy this. We're going to prompt them for that. But this time, how much do you want to withdraw? Again, we still need this to make sure it's a number here, or we're going to have concatenation. And then we're going to call a function. We're going to call it withdraw. So two things that we need when withdrawing money is the current balance. So in our case, that's account 1. And the amount we want to withdraw, which we called amount. So we've stored that in that amount variable again. It's okay to have these variables being the same because they are in different curly brackets. So they're kind of they're contained that variable. They're local variables. These ones here can be accessed by anything. These ones that I'm making in here can only be accessed between the curly brackets. All right, so then we need to make our withdraw. It's a little bit more complicated because you need to make sure the person actually has enough money. So function withdraw is what we called this. So we're going to take in the current balance and the amount they want to take out. So very similar to the last one. But this time, we need to actually do a check first. Is their balance bigger than the amount? So if our balance is greater than the amount we want to take out, what do we want to happen? Well, we're going to take our balance and we are going to subtract the amount. So just like we had plus equals before, to take away the balance, we can use a minus equals, which is really the same as saying take our balance and make it our current balance minus our amount. But that's extra writing, so it's faster just to go minus equals amount, meaning take away the amount from the balance. And then I'm going to want to print the new balance out. And so we're just going to call that function, and I'm going to send in the new balance. Okay, so then, but what if they don't have enough money? Well, then we can use an else statement for that situation, and we'll just print, we'll do an alert. You are too broke. You are too broke. Okay, so that hopefully should work. Let's try it out. So I want to withdraw. How much do I want to withdraw? I'll do a reasonable amount, $200. Your balance is $800. Perfect. So let's just walk through what happened. It prompted us choice. So we said withdraw. So that's not equal to balance, not equal to deposit. It is equal to withdraw. So it went inside of this curly braces, and it prompted us for how much we want to withdraw. And then it called this function. For this function, it passed in the current account balance, and it's also passing in the amount that we said in the prompt. Then it's going to jump all the way down here, and it's going to say, okay, well, if your balance is greater than your amount, so our balance is 1,000, we asked for 200, we're going to subtract that amount from your balance. Then we're going to print out balance and pass in the new balance again. Now let's just do it one more time to make sure the other part works. So I want to withdraw money, and we'll just add a ridiculous amount of money, and you are too broke. Okay. So far, so good. Now there is one other thing. I want to make this a loop that the person can maybe want to withdraw some money, deposit some money, and then check their balance afterwards to make sure everything is good. And to do that, we are going to put this in a while loop. So we're going to do while, and we have to give a condition. So this loop works as long as this condition is true. So if I made the condition always true, like if I said just choice is equal to, I made some other variable and just said it's equal to true, then this while loop would be a forever loop. Meaning, I can just give an example. So if I said let bear equal true, and then I said while bear, meaning while bear is true, then it should run forever, because we have nowhere in the code that changes the variable bear. But we don't want that. We want something that actually changes. We're going to let this change based on our choice variable. So we want it if the person says exit. So we're going to say well choice does not. And so that's what that exclamation mark means, does not equal exit. We want this to keep on running over and over and over again. So I need an open brace. I'm going to actually get rid of that close brace, and we're going to put that before the functions and at the very end. Oops, there we go. Now what I don't like now though is everything is kind of indented too far to the left. We've got these curly braces on the same level. So I'm going to take that inside stuff and I'm going to just tab it over one. So now you can see the outside thing is the furthest left. Inside it goes a little bit more each time. So what should happen is if I say exit, it should just stop. It does, because as soon as I prompt exit, it doesn't match any of these if things. So it, like choice does not equal balance, choice does not equal deposit or withdraw. So then it's going to try to see if should we keep in this loop. But no, because I said exit was. Alright, so let's try to deposit some money. Let's deposit $100. So perfect, our balance is $1,100. Now because right now our choice is equal to deposit, this loop should actually activate again and it should prompt us again. And it does, perfect. And then we can go and withdraw some money, and I can withdraw like $900, give us our new balance. Now you might not have noticed something there. Let's just check something. So right now we're still in this loop, and we withdrew some money, $900, and choice is equal to withdraw, so it should keep on running this loop and should prompt us. But it may have happened too quick, or the numbers were too close. If I hit balance, look what happens. Balance is still $1,000. We have an infinite bank account right now. And we're going to fix that in the next video.